is up next.
Inside the Middle East, in association with MISC.
They are relics of an age-long past. Windows onto the collective history of the Middle East. Their secrets hidden within thick walls, or buried under shifting sands. Today, a new treasure trove of ancient riches are being uncovered in the region. And deep in the desert sands of Saudi Arabia, one of the region's largest archaeological surveys is shedding light on the kingdom's rich past, filling in the fragments of our human history. Chiseled into the sandstone rock, inscriptions of curses and clues to a people who were once laid to rest inside these desert tombs.
Their carving of these mountains, temples and houses, it's dazzling. It's evident.
The remains of an ancient Arab civilization, the Nabateans. Little is truly known about the people who built the iconic rose-red city of Petra. But this is not Jordan. This is northwest Saudi Arabia.
So here,
Madain Salah, the Nabateans' southernmost city and one of the Middle East's major archaeological treasures. By exploring the ruins here, glimpses of the Nabatean history have begun to appear.
As in Petra, people assume that the Nabateans only built tombs, but this is not true. Among the things that we have put to light, of course, there's the ancient city, and we have found how people lived and what they ate. But we also, and this is very important, found how they died. We excavated at least 4 or 5 tombs and found everything in them from the Nabatean period. And it is the first time, actually, that we can restore the complete ritual system of the funerary process.
Madain Salah were very well preserved, partly because of the environment. There's so little rain. Sites degrade because of the constant drying and heating up and everything else, and so if there's a lot of water around, they will degrade sooner. The rock art and the inscriptions in northern Saudi Arabia, fantastic, and we're only just beginning to build up a picture of what they look like.
Over 15 years ago, French archaeologist Leila Neme became the first foreign archaeologist allowed to work in Madain Salah. But over the years, she has uncovered that this area has a lot more secrets to be shared.
The tombs are what people see, and they are preserved in 3 dimensions. So, as in Petra in the 19th century, that's what visitors, tourists, explorers, travelers, that's what they see. But when we start excavating, not only we find what the Nabateans, how they were buried inside the tombs, but we also can find in the city the houses they built for living.
Madain Salah became Saudi Arabia's first World Heritage Site in 2008. More than 100 tombs, some over 20 meters tall, dot the landscape, all preserved by the harsh desert climate. But today, Leila and her team are protecting what's been buried beneath.
What we do is basically preserve what we have uncovered, which means consolidating the mud brick walls by putting a layer of mud bricks on top of the walls. And the mud bricks are done in the same way and with the same dimensions as the one which were done in antiquity. So it is preserving, conserving, but at sort of a minimum scale so that it doesn't get more destroyed than it's been.
Buried under the desert sand for hundreds of years, this Roman gate to the ancient city was discovered in 2010. Now that excavations are finished, it's being preserved by Saudi archaeologists and students.
It's very important to raise new generations to implement this profession of restoration to complete what will be discovered in the future. Restoration is very important, be it at Madain Saleh or any other heritage site, because it preserves historic civilizations from extinction. If we don't restore, these heritage discoveries will disappear. That's why it's important to preserve this Nabatean architecture and everything that precedes and follows it.
But the work here at Madain Saleh is becoming part of a much wider initiative, as the kingdom embarks on one of the largest archaeological surveys ever conducted in the region.
These places like Madain Saleh, they've been known since the 19th century and early 20th century. But there's a lot more sites which have not been recorded, and so there's a lot of work for future archaeologists.
In terms of Saudi Arabia, they have some of the best preserved archaeology anywhere in the Middle East and North Africa. It's fantastic. And what they're trying to do in certain areas is find the best ways of not only preserving the archaeological sites, but also then presenting them to the public. They've tried to protect them. They're now obviously thinking the future has to be, as with the whole of the Middle East, opening it up so people can come and visit.
The Middle East is home to some of the world's most iconic sites. Travellers come from all corners of the globe to stand in the shadow of the Great Pyramids of Giza, or marvel at the rose-red city of Petra. But there are many wonders that lie off the beaten track. Despite sitting at the crossroads of civilizations where merchant caravans would crisscross the desert landscape, Saudi Arabia has been off-limits to many tourist itineraries. That is, until now.
This is one of the mega projects creating a dynamic tourism and leisure sectors.
Saudi Arabia is putting the preservation of culture and heritage at the top of the agenda, ready to invest billions of dollars to promote cultural tourism.
Saudi Arabia has multiple and different landscapes with amazing cultures and heritage sites. There is a particular interest in Al-Ula, and it is a key element now. We're focusing more on the archaeological, understanding the culture of the area more, trying to document, trying to identify the sites in here, because again, it's undiscovered area, and we need to make sure that we do preserve and protect the land in here.
Inside the Middle East, in association with MISC.